Teaff is an incredible person. She is thoughtful, she is intentional in everything she does. She's a lifelong learner.
She's a leader that sets the tone.
She gave her heart and soul to the school.
She was smart and confident and articulate and fun and gracious and all the things that you hope your daughter will grow up to be.
Dede Wallace was my friend as long as I can remember, and she and I were both in the second graduating class of Harpeth Hall, and she was beautiful in every way. She was kind, she was caring, she was a good friend, she was just a wonderful, wonderful person. The award was started after her death, and it was meant to be for someone who gave above and beyond what was asked or required or expected of them.
No one deserves this award more than Anne. She had a far-reaching vision. She had boundless energy, and she had the biggest heart of anyone that I have ever known.
I chaired the search committee for the new head of school. We had a great number of candidates who were interested in the position, but pretty quickly Anne Teaff distinguished herself from the rest of the candidates.
The energy and enthusiasm she brought to her job and to this campus was incredible, and she was able to harness the energy of all the groups.
The first thing that impressed me was we went around the room and introduced ourselves to her, and then we sat down to chat and ask questions, and she remembered every person's name. And I had never met anyone who could do that.
My first memory of her has to be when we had kind of an all-school assembly, and this just beautifully poised woman, you know, took the lectern and basically set the tone for the school year. And that is the first time I really remember admiring her and getting an idea that this was a very serious place for women, and that she would be somebody that I would look up to.
I heard her described once as dynamic, and I went, that's it. She is dynamic. And I mean that in all the ways. She was always moving, her brain was always moving, her thought process and her ability to be at 30,000 feet and yet be right there in the classroom with the kids when she visited was really remarkable. She was positive, always, and she still is positive, and just brought to us a new sense of energy that came to her so naturally, and I think it had an enormous effect across campus.
Anne had this way of holding the bar very high. She did that for herself, but she also, it wasn't so much that she was expecting everyone to rise to that bar, but she knew they could do it. She believed in their ability, and she always thought more of their ability sometimes than they did of themselves. She was a leader of leaders, and so we all rose to the occasion.
I was on the board when Anne Teaff arrived. We focused our energy as board members and in our strategic discussions, not comparing ourselves to other schools in Nashville, but looking nationally, looking at what are the cutting edge programs that are taking place in women's education today, and looking at where we are and where we wanted to go.
When we started our one-to-one laptop program here, I think people kind of thought she might be crazy. I think we were the first school in Tennessee to do that. It was pretty courageous of Anne to suggest that, to push that forward.
Anne had been a teacher for many, many years, and she never left the classroom in some ways. And knowing how energizing professional development could be and how it could translate into lessons for the girls every day was just something she was so aware of and so supportive of.
We quickly decided that we needed to have a capital campaign for both improving the facilities to be able to deliver the programs that we wanted to deliver, as well as increase the endowment.
She really made sure that our community valued the campus itself. And there's not a building she didn't touch, from the library to the middle school to the dining hall to the upper school, Patent Visual Arts Center.
The Patent Visual Arts Center has been a boon, and Anne made a point very early on with that of getting all of the faculty, the teaching faculty in the art department, involved in that process. And we really felt invested. I remember Peter Goodwin and I would go and walk the concrete grounds trying to figure out now what's going where. It was so inspiring.
One of the things I remember well is in an assembly when she announced that Harpeth Hall had received a $5 million gift from the Carroll family for the library. And that was the largest gift at the time to a girls' school. The cheers, the excitement that we all felt about that. And then when the library opened, passing the books down the line to the new library, I'll never forget that.
There was a middle school building. It had been here for quite some time, but we wanted to expand our program. We wanted to expand the upper school, and the demand was there for girls in this city to have all-girls education. We needed a building that matched the program that we were developing, and she saw that immediately.
I told her, I said, look, when they write the history of this school, they're going to say, these buildings, this is the house that Anne built.
I think she just could communicate the vision, and she was enthusiastic, and she's good with people. She just made you want to be part of it, made you want to participate and be a supporter of Harpeth Hall and make it a better place.
There are a lot of groups involved with any school: the faculty, the students, the parents, the alumni, the community. And Anne was really good at purposefully trying to understand and know and relate to all of those people. I thought she did a great job of that.
When I became an alum, she was still so engaged in what I was doing in my life. She'd ask me, she'd come up to Philadelphia and host alumni events. I was at Penn at the time, and she would ask me how the semester was going. She was genuinely interested in the things that I was doing, and I think that one thing that always stood out to me is, getting handwritten letters and her perfect penmanship, sent to me at school. It really showed that she cared about what was going on. And I think that her relationship with her husband is always something that stood out to me. They just had such a beautiful, loving relationship, and she actually attended my wedding. And just to see the two of them, they've always been such a model of, what love and professionalism looks like.
She gave her heart and soul to this place, and her soulmate, Don, was so proud of her, and he enjoyed being a part of this community. I remember one time we were talking, and he said, "Oh, the gift was mine." He said, "I loved all my time at Harpeth Hall." He enjoyed the alums, he enjoyed the students, he enjoyed the sporting events, and he and Anne were just a team. It was quite amazing.
I'll never forget the day that she announced her retirement. I don't think any of us saw it coming, and one of the reasons is that she is such a vigorous person in every sense. So when she announced that she was retiring, she started to cry. And I, for one, started to cry. I looked around, others were crying. And it was joyful and sad at the same time. I mean, she had, 16 years of just excellence.
Anne's lasting legacy is love. She loves these students. She admired and respected and loved the faculty. She loves this institution so much, and she has lived that even after her retirement. She has continued to love this place and hold it up.
She was 100% in on everything that she ever did. I'm not sure she could have given more to us than she did.
The things I learned from Anne Teaff that I carry into my life now and to this day is just the expectation that I place on myself to be prepared to not only look the part, but to be substantive, to care about the people that I am around and that I surround myself with, to be curious about them. It's not enough to just interact with people, but to actually care about the place that you are in.
Oh my gosh. How would I sum up Anne's legacy? I'd say look at this school. Look at these buildings. Look at the Anne Teaff quadrangle. That's Anne's legacy. And in the smiles of the girls, that buoyant, upbeat spirit that our girls have day to day.
No one deserves this award more than you. Thank you for giving your time and service to us at Harpeth Hall.